Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Friday Live and a mail call. Of course, we are live from. All right, never gets old, never gets old. Well, uh, my original sidekick is lost. I haven't heard from him. Um, whether he's going to be here or not. So maybe he will show up late. So, and of course, I'm talking about CNEI John from. And Jason is with us today. He will not be joining us on camera until his lunch break, but he's out there and chiming in. So, in honor of that,
and I'm riding on the cotton belt railroad line in the pitching, rolling rhythm and noise.
there we go. And of course, hold your ears for it. Our West Coast member. Good morning, Lynn. How you
Good morning.
doing?
Maybe you could turn the volume on that down a little bit, or put a muffle over the horn or something.
Actually, I like it.
Yeah, I know.
It wakes everybody up, or
Yeah,
pisses them off, or both. So let's go ahead and run down our roll call real quick and see who all has joined in other than you and Jason. All right, we have the cookie winner would then be. I got to go down quite a bit because we were on early and gabbing away this morning. JD Grandpa Rails gets the cookie. He was the first non-host to join in, and of course, welcome JD. As most of you know or should know, I had the opportunity to run down to DFW, Dallas Fort Worth, last weekend. My wife and I participated in the John Wayne Grit Series 5K down at the Fort Worth Stockyards and had a really good time. I got a new best friend. I had the opportunity to meet with and have coffee one-on-one with Ethan Wayne, John Wayne's youngest son. And you may know him better as the grandson in the movie Big Jake. So super nice guy, down to earth. He had his dog with him. We just had a real good time chatting away. So, but anyway, because we went down to Fort Worth, after all these years, I got to meet up with Grandpa Rails, aka JD, John Dilly, and what was it, a year ago or so? He and one of his daughters and son-in-law and grandson moved to Burleson, Texas, which is just south of Fort Worth a little bit. As a matter of fact, um, as the crow flies, couldn't have been more than 2-3 miles from where I lived in Mansfield, well, rural Tarrant County, back 20 some years ago. And we were down staying at my brother's house, which is also in Mansfield. So we got to meet with JD, hooked up with him, and got to see his layout. And I'll be sharing with you here in a little bit and a item that he bestowed upon me that will be on the layout, probably on the layout. So anyway, we had a great time. Great time. So next on the list was Mr. Joe Rader. And, Joe started a trend, whether people know it or not. And we'll talk about that again in a little bit. So Dave from DES Media Productions, a.k.a. back in the day, Paul. He could not, for the life of him, get Dave's name correct. For God, 6 months, a year, it went on and on and on. So, Dave, welcome. As always, good to see you. Brad at Willow Creek Industrial Spur is with us. I'm scrolling down through. My favorite John of them all, Schuylkill River Valley. Good morning, John. He's also my audio man. Make sure I am understandable to everybody. So John is with us, and Mr. Hot Dog Pilot Andy is here as well from across the pond. And I know we got more down here. We got a good crowd today. Floyd Robbins from our I always want to call them our northern most sets. If you ever want to piss off a Canadian, tell them they're just a suburb of the United States. Just kidding, Floyd. Floyd lives in Ontario, and I believe the lower section of Ontario. Did you know 80% of Canadians live south of the northern coast border of the continuous 48? The line that runs from Washington State to Lake State. 80% of all Canadians live south of that in lower. Fun fact for the day. And let's see. Hi has joined us.
Always like saying hi to hi.
Yeah, hi. I don't have a picture yet, though, from you. Hi, I need a picture. And let's see. Because we haven't had a picture in a few weeks. I think Hi was the last person to join. I'm scrolling. I'm still scrolling. Scroll. Oh, Dwight. Mr. Dwight Curley from my home state. Not native state, but my home state of Illinois. And you can always tell in Illinois. Most people will say Illinois with an E, but it's Illinois. Just so throw that out there. There I go. Hang on, folks. I got something to do here. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one. Hang on. Just hold tight with me here, folks. And
Jason says he's all caught up. I don't know what he all caught up on, but he says he's all caught up.
What's the date today? 15th. Okay. All right. I will get that up in here in just a second. Hang on. Just hang on, folks. I'm working on something.
Well, he's working on something. I want to say thank you again to Steve for assisting me in my first live YouTube. I never knew what those three little dots were for. Now I know.
All right. Let me get through the roll call here. You got Dwight. And okay, I'm all caught up. That's everybody so far.
Oh,
right, so,
you're caught up, not the train freak. I thought Jason was caught up. He's just saying Steve is caught up. All right.
I'm all caught up. Yes. So, hang tight here, and there he is. There's our mascot, Ollie. Man, he's gotten huge. Either he's gotten huge high or you have shrunk. Hey, there's Mr. Anthony Dodge, the model train insider.
Yeah.
At least on this show, he's the model train insider. So, man, Ollie's gotten big. Remember when he was just a little pup?
Yeah. That's what happens when you feed them.
Yeah, kids too. I could never get enough food in my son. God, that kid can eat. He's thin as a rail. But anyway, that's here nor there. So, Lynn, what's been happening?
Well, aside for some little giveaway thing, not much. Anybody want a slightly used, defective curved turnout?
Well, you should be able to get that little spring thing that was causing the problems out.
Yeah. I think I'm going to take a Dremel or something to it.
Oh,
temporarily, now we got a just a regular piece of flex track in there, and trains are running. Although for a moment or two this morning I didn't think so, and all of a sudden everything just shut down again, but found that problem. Thinking about it, this setup behind me is well over 10 years old. So I guess occasionally it does need a little upkeep.
5-stone pooch. I forgot my archaic measurements in stones and hands. 66 pounds. Well, that's about the same size as, about the same as Penny.
Yes, Jason, I could do that. I could also buy another one or make one like some people. Now that's going to happen.
I guarantee I could fix that.
I'm pretty sure you could. I am not going to attempt it. I may try to remove the spring. I'm trying to figure out how to get it out of there. I assume somewhere in this area here.
Yeah, it's just a little wire. All right, is all it is. And there's a cover, little plastic cover that'll pop off, and then that spring will come right out. Or you can just pry it out. Either one.
I'm looking for a pointer. Where's Dennis? I need a pointer.
If it's currently trash, all right, then you can't do any harm by trying to fix it.
True. I poked around at it. There looks like there's a little cover. I don't know.
Jason says the cover's on the front side. I forgot. It's been so long since I
don't see much. Yeah, I'll mess with it. Not too worried about it. It wasn't as easy as I thought. Getting it out was easy. It came right out. I sprayed some soapy water and it popped right out.
Yeah, but, you don't use switch machines, so you have to have that spring in there, don't you?
Well, what did I do with it? Because I had to pull. I have caboose hand throws. Kind of hard to see. So that would that could hold it in place. So, and I have extras of those. I sent Heath a whole bunch of them, but I still have some left over.
Huh.
Don't worry about it next year. Literally next year. So right now things are running. I'm not going to push my luck, and it will be repaired. I can put a train on the track right here, and it'll make it all the way around and end up on this track. So that's usable, and could go in reverse and go all the way around to the dead end right there. So
Yeah, you can use it for a staging track then.
yeah, oh yeah.
So, all right.
Like I was telling Steve earlier, the third track where the box cab park right here, it goes up all the way around the mountain, across the top, and down the back side. To get the elevation, the track behind the mountain here is like a snake. It goes all the way up till it reaches the bridge, and then going down the other side, it literally, I counted 5 turns to get down to the bottom. And problem is, the trains have a tendency to go a little fast coming down the hill. There's a turnout at the bottom. Sometimes they don't quite make it, and that's one of the hardest places to reach, way, way over there. But it works. It works. And trains are running upstairs. There's one coming around right about now.
I've seen that. I saw
Yeah.
it.
That's where the big stuff goes.
Well, I've got my commuter train running. And for those that watched Workbench Wednesday, which was late, I didn't get it out until like 5 o'clock Central Time, just because I had to redo that sign. Third time's a charm. Let's just put it that way. And but the third version turned out real well, so I was real happy with it.
If you want to see what's over here in the corner, skip over the mess. But everything goes.
You show your mess, I'll show mine.
Ooh, sounds kinky. Okay. Well, Jason, what time is your lunch break? You were throwing out some numbers there that sounds like you're going to get here around 12:30 or something.
There's my mess. One of 2. That's the other workbench on the other side of the garage. And,
Jason says 15 minutes. All right.
Okay, so it wasn't an hour and 15 from.
Yeah,
he
not like he mentioned.
Yeah, because he said that at 9:47 or something like that, which would have been put him into right at the time we were going to be shutting down. So, all right, 15 minutes, that works. So, in the interim, if we're done, let me move him off. All right, we're back here. I'm going to go over to here, and I'm going to go to there, and then I'm going to switch this to here.
That's good, right there.
Yeah. So, as I mentioned, I went down to see JD, and JD has long been known. His favorite adult beverage of choice was Bailey's Irish Cream. All right. Well, he's originally from West Virginia, which is right next to Kentucky, bourbon capital of the world. So I took him a bottle of Buffalo Trace's bourbon cream, and I love it. I drink it on special occasions in my coffee. Every now and then I'll have it on the rocks, but gotta love my bourbon cream. So I shared a bottle. I gave it to JD, and hoping he enjoys that. Well, in return, he is following in Joe Rader's footsteps. and JD approves of the bourbon cream. So, but he's following in Joe Rader's footsteps. And Joe does something for anybody that goes to visit Joe and sees his layout. Joe presents them with a boxcar, for his layout, custom boxcar. And so JD presented to me, no, it's not a Joe Rader boxcar, but it's a, and I forget what it all means, but J is for Jackson and Grandpa, GP is for Grandpa. All right. And the
Cool.
WK is for his two other grandkids, as I recall. So anyway, I've got a Grandpa Rails boxcar that,
Nice.
yeah, and it's going to have a great place on the layout. I've already got it into JMRI and located it, and so we're good there. $450 for what? 15 minutes. How much? JD, very nice. Andy, 450. Oh yeah. Yeah, and 450. Jason shared a picture with me, and if I go and find it, there it is, and I save it. And hang on, people, I'm doing another. All right, and then if I come over here and I do this, should be the last one. It is. I say okay, and then I do that, and there's the Zephyr, the picture of the Zephyr that Jason sent me. And $450 for a Concord Zephyr is a really good price. I've seen them. Normally, they're anywhere from $650 to $800, and every now and then you'll see them even more expensive. So that is a great price. If I was in a better position, if I didn't have the Rapido 44-ton Burlington switcher on pre-order for $300, and I didn't have the Rapido bi-level Bud commuter cars that just came in and hit my credit card on pre-order, I would have snapped that up, but I already spent my Christmas money, so to speak. So William, Kimberly, and Jackson and Grandpa Railroad. That's what the WKJ and GP Railroad boxcar. I knew Kimberly. I didn't know William. So it's all of JD's three grandchildren. Of course, Jackson's the one that's always so cute on JD's unboxings. So anyway,
Oh, yeah, that's a little out of my price range, but
it's not out of my price range. If he still has it in 2 or 3 months, I might go ahead and purchase it, and then just have Jason hang on to it till the next time I swing through Arkansas.
I'm more into the $20 range.
I got my quota of $20 range stuff.
Well, to be honest, and I don't know if Jason wants me even giving any details, but he and I started with Ron from Classic Model Trains, have a project working right now, which isn't quite to that dollar amount, but very, very close. So that'll be sometime next year, I hope.
All right. So Joe posted this, which is basically, just so everybody understands, this is Joe's way of inviting everyone to Joe's house for a boxcar. Right, Joe? All we got to do is figure a way to get to Maryland. Road trip. So yeah, I just had my big box from Caboose Stop, 2 weeks ago? So it's and I don't think I bought a couple little things so far. Well, they're in a box at Caboose Stop waiting to get filled up with other stuff. So, which I'm sure will happen. So, okay, I got a question for everybody. Now that I finished the ice house,
Yes.
I have all different kinds of projects I can do. I can start. Yeah, it's a bit far for you too, Hi. Yeah. Actually, it'll probably cost you about the same amount of money to get to Baltimore as it would for me to get to Baltimore. About halfway, actually, as far as plane trips go. So anyway, I have the following options. I got tons of model kits I can start putting together and bash for the Retirement Railroad 3.0, which is 2 years down the line yet. I can work on the Fairview Station area, which is that area right there on the other side of the grade crossing. There's platforms between the icing platform and the steam locomotive. And then there's another platform on the far right up against the plexiglass with stuff sitting on it. I have an engine house that needs to be done, scratch built to fit. And let's see, where is that one at? That is right there at the bottom right of the screen. You see a GP 35 and a Jeep 9.
Steve, why don't you make your screen a little bit bigger? You don't need to have me.
I can do
up.
that. I can do that. I can do that right there.
I mean, my screen's a little brighter, but yeah.
Well, I can make it brighter by turning the lights on, but I wanted the lighting effects. So anyway, Jeep 35 on the left there, bottom center, and a Jeep 9 to the right. That's going to be an engine house with kind of a brick house covering the right-hand track and kind of a corrugated steel shack covering the left-hand track there.
I turned my power off to the track. I know you can't hear it, but it was getting very annoying, all the sounds in the background here.
Can you hear mine running?
No.
I didn't think so, because this is a directional microphone pointed right at my mouth, and the trains are, of course, up high. So anyway, I got that engine house area to do, and then I've got some static grass and landscaping type stuff to do. So I'm just kind of thinking of what I should start on next. So let's go back to there and go back to here. Okay. So anyway, while we're waiting for Jason to rejoin us, I did get one other thing in the mail this last week. And it came from California.
Ooh.
Ooh. Of course, almost anything that comes from China, unless it's coming direct from China, goes through California. And this came from, who did it come from? Oh, a fulfillment warehouse. I forgot who I bought it from, but it's the address on the return is from a fulfillment warehouse. So it's a box. Doo-doo-doo. And I already have some of this, but I didn't have enough. So if I go back to here and I go back to that, between the ice house siding, all right, and the westbound track, which is where the steam engine is coming towards us, all right, there's a station platform that has to not only get a canopy built for it, it also has to have some fencing to separate that platform from the ice tracks so nobody walks off the deep end there. And then there's another set of fencing, and it's wrought iron fencing that would be right between those two locomotives, running down in between there to keep pedestrians from walking across the tracks except at the siding. And if you look up on YouTube, the first documented video of somebody being hit by a train occurred at that location, Fairview Avenue in Downers Grove on the Burlington, at that time, Burlington Northern tracks. And the video is, I'm going to say it's graphic, but it happened so fast, you don't realize how graphic it was. Go back to that picture. The rail fan guy was sitting, actually the ice house does not exist in real life. I just put that in there for my benefit. But the rail fan guy was set up right where that icing track after the diamond before the intersection. He was right in that area there. And a commuter train, bi-level commuter train, like the one that I have running on the center track, was stopped there where the steam engine is. And except it was further back before the grade crossing. And the lady and her attorney were walking from the left side across the three tracks for a deposition or something relating to her divorce. And there was an express commuter coming down that center track from the far side of the layout back towards us at 55 plus miles per hour. All right, that's what those the express trains ran at. All right, as they cleared the train stopped at the station, the attorney saw and jerked himself back and just barely avoided getting hit. The woman, on the other hand, was not so lucky and was directly in almost the center of the track when that train hit her, sending her reeling across that track and the westbound track where the steam engine is, barely missing the rail fanner in his camera. All right. And it was pretty graphic.
I've seen the video. Yeah, it only took a split second.
Yeah, it's You got to slow it down. And but anyway, and we used to play around that area all the time. As a matter of fact, it was not uncommon for a couple times a year for people to commit suicide in that fashion. Some of the elderly, and they'd step out in front of one of the Zephyr trains or one of the express trains, and boom. And you knew it happened because all of a sudden you'd hear the sirens coming from that direction. And as kids, not knowing any better, not fully understanding the impact of such things, we would go down and look for body parts after they were done cleaning up. You find hair or something hanging from a tree limb along the tracks or something like, things like that the cleanup crew would miss. I know, we're morbid sons of bees, right? Anyway, that's the area I'm going to be working on next. I got to build those canopies, lighted canopies. I've got a grade crossing. I got to put signal arms. I got to put in, and I think that's the one I'm probably going to start with because it's very involved. But anyway. Oh, I forgot to say what was in the box, didn't I?
Okay, Heath. Yeah. Heath. Yes, Heath.
Yeah, just call me Heath. All right. Anyway, it's model number M01. No, I'm not going to do that. It's just simply more fencing. All right. I bought one pack of this before, and when I bought it, I thought I bought two. There I go thinking again because it was only one that I bought previously, and I knew I needed two, so I went ahead and bought the second one. So that was the other thing I bought. Now, if Jason just would show up.
Yeah, it's a long 15 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe he did mean an hour and 15 minutes.
Well, he said, I saw him post that he'll be right back. He's going to pick something up to eat and head over to where he eats his lunch along the tracks.
I haven't had breakfast yet. Hopefully he brings enough for everyone.
And Floyd says the same thing happens in Toronto with the goat.
We have a similar situation with the suicide. Usually it's either people under the influence or homeless that have just kind of given up. We have what they call the Metrolink, shares the track with the UP going from the high desert down to Los Angeles.
Uh-huh.
And, I hear about it through the online scanner with news and so forth that, they're advising people not to use such and such street or road that they're investigating. We had a club meeting where we meet is just almost walking distance from the tracks. And two of our club members were on their way, waiting at the light, waiting for the crossing guards and all like that. Car pulled up. Two guys were in an argument. Don't know much more detail than that. The passenger got out, gave him the one finger salute, turned around and walked across the track right in front of a train.
Boom.
And everybody at the intersection, plus the two club members and everything, just saw him disappear.
That gets him a Darwin Award.
Yeah. Yeah, he was distracted arguing with the driver and got out of the car. I'll show you or whatever, and walked right in front of the. Happens.
If your car ever gets stuck or craps out on a siding, there we go. To just take a metal rod or something, put it across both rails. It should turn the CTC system to red to get the train to stop before it hits you. All right. So with that, guess who's here?
There he is. Hey!
Let me try to unmute myself. Hey, what does that say under my name?
I got the cookie, Steve.
I got the cookie.
All right.
That's one way of doing it.
Cool.
What is going on, everyone, in the chat? So,
JD wants to know what's for lunch.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. Could never go wrong with Chick-fil-A.
I got the not hot, honey pepper pimento spicy.
Oh, that's the temporary one they have out, right?
It's good.
Is it? I haven't tried it.
Oh, it's real good.
Hi, send them over, Jason.
So I do have a headlight coming, so we got a train en route.
Cool.
So, yeah, send them over. Absolutely. I guess before the train gets here, he still lacks a little bit. I could start showing off what I got.
Sure.
Yeah.
Share with us.
I have no idea what this means.
All right. So first one, Amazon order.
Okay.
And I've already put it together because the box that it came in, you wouldn't have known what it is. I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera, but this one I can mount on the wall. But it is a
paint rack.
Paint rack, brushes. Whoop, hold on.
Ooh.
Brushes can go on the top. And then it's also got 2 removable drawers.
I already told Jason Amanda's going to love that in the kitchen for her spices and things like that.
No, I'll get her a different one.
Oh, okay. Get her own then.
And it mounts on the wall. I may need to get a couple of those.
Yeah, it's a laser cut wood. It was real easy to put together. Instructions ain't worth a damn, but I mean it was easy to put together.
Did you do it?
Okay, I still got a little bit. All right, so this one. So the next thing I got from the hobby shop yesterday.
Okay.
So
it's the Concours Zephyr you're going to mail to me, right?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No. But what I will tell you is what I got was exactly 10% of what that Concours Zephyr sells for.
Okay, $45.
$45. All right. So there's a little bit of a story on this one. So the hobby shop that's just, I say it's right down the road for me, but it's not. I mean, it's like 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's in Jacksonville. So it's in Jacksonville, right on the interstate. He sends out emails every day that he's open for business, packages that come in. So that way, like, you know, if your stuff that you order comes in, or if it's just stuff that he's ordered just to put on the shelf, if it's something you're interested in. And he even does it with estate items. And sometimes the estate items are not necessarily model railroading related, but they could be railroading related.
Okay.
Like I've gotten a few books and, you know, things like that. Well, he advertises a clock. And the guy who owned the clock recently passed away, so that's why it's in an estate sale. But the guy that he acquired it from when that person passed away was the last CEO for a couple of short line railroads in Arkansas. The Ashley Drew and Northern, and the other one, which was the Fordyce and Princeton. And so I got my hands on his old clock.
All right.
And it's kind of hard to read, I know. But it is a 100-year anniversary clock at that.
Cool.
So $45, that's not a bad deal. Not a bad deal at all.
That's a good buy.
So, and the funny thing is,
JD wants to know if that rack will hold True Color paints.
It is supposed to. Vallejo, True Color, even the crap paints that you buy at Walmart.
Uh-oh.
So it holds it all.
There's different diameter holes. I saw that.
Yeah, some for the small stuff and some for the big stuff. All right, I'm flipping the camera over because my train is here.
Okay.
So that way y'all can see it.
I can hear it.
I hear it.
There, I'll roll the window down.
Nice
You
combination.
get a couple of onions and a couple of stallions today.
Joe says there was a hobby shop in Jayville called Jack's right next to the interstate.
Okay, so this place, so when the guy who owned Jack's, when he decided to finally shut his doors, this guy ended up buying Jack's. And so it's the same building that Jack's used to be in.
Cool.
And the guy who runs the hobby shop, he's actually a retired Air Force colonel. So, hey, Todd Armstrong.
Good morning, Todd.
It's a
Welcome
nice little
to Friday Live.
All right. There goes the old box car that B-A-Y-L. I don't know what that is. There you go. Oh, if Mystic was here, he would have seen a Southern gondola. I don't know if he's in the chat or not in the chat.
No, I have not seen him.
Okay. And there's the end. Last card.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
Now,
Nice.
I'll flip myself back around, and then everybody can see my last box.
That's pretty good how you
Is this
timed
the
that
special
train
one?
to come by just as you came on.
Is this one the rub it in my face one?
The salt and the moon.
Yeah. The train freak.
Got my name on it. But it's also to show Lynn how to open the plastic encasing.
Please. I was getting ready to
Oh,
look
that's funny. Hold on. I gotta. This is hilarious. I open the box and this is what I see.
And of course, you're eating your chicken dinner. Okay.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, and I always say winter chicken dinner, when I give things, away in the past. So
Yep.
all right, so here it is. The Rock Island locomotive.
Yay.
He
Now
just
I'm
mailed it to the wrong place.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I knew it was something like that. And I got another sticker.
All right.
Can't have too many of those.
I got.
I need to do
stickers, too.
I need to do like what Pappy does, and he puts his on magnets, and then cuts.
Oh, that is a good
magnets.
idea.
So I need to do that. All right.
But I don't have any metal to put them on. So.
Okay, so Lynn, you
Yes.
take this plastic off, and it comes
Yes.
off like that, right?
Yes.
And then you take this, and you lift straight up.
I pulled and pried,
Yeah.
and I showed you a video. I tried to get that open.
You were doing the wrong side.
That could be it.
It was probably being bounced around by the post office that loosened it up.
All right, here we go. So this would be
All right.
the
Rock
locomotive.
Island.
And this actually looks a little different than my Alco RS1 as far as the paint scheme goes. It is still the maroon and silver, but my RS1 doesn't have the pinstriping along the hood and the cab. It's just
I've never seen that. I've never seen that like that before. I've seen seen that with the red and white center stripe down the sides.
Right. Yeah, I've seen them all different ways. Craig over at Arkansas Traveler Hobbies, a good friend of mine, he actually has a book. So when I was doing some research on the different Rock Island locomotives and looking at all the different paint schemes, that's kind of how I knew that they did some, modifications and over the different models. All right, I got to make sure I'm putting this in right, because I'm gonna put it back up before I damage it.
See, the Burlington, the CB&Q was easy. There was only 4 paint schemes. All right, you had the red bird, you had the black bird, you had the stainless steel, and then you had stainless steel for E units, and for a short period of time, F units that were passenger service, and then they changed those over to gray for the 4th scheme. That's all they had.
But see, in the Cotton Belt, when they started out, they only had one paint scheme. And that was the gray and yellow that not a lot of people know about, but they're F units, the switchers, the road switcher. I mean, all the units were gray and yellow. And then when they got their Alco PAs and they started, building a passenger fleet of diesels, that's when they adopted Southern Pacific's daylight. And then eventually, when they got their F7s and their Jeep 9s and their Jeep 9s and their Alco RS3s, then they started adopting their own variant of the Black Widow.
Right.
And then they also had what we call the Halloween scheme, which is the black and orange. And the black and orange was limited to road switching and yard switching.
Yeah.
Now, they did have one oddball paint scheme, and it was because of the manufacturer. Atlantic Coastline ordered a whole bunch of Baldwin VO1000s and did not end up buying them, and Baldwin already had them all painted. And so when Cotton Belt bought the fleet, Baldwin sold them at a discount and, with that paint, and just put St. Louis Southwestern on the side of it. So there was only one type of locomotive that they actually had purple and silver, which was, they eventually got repainted.
Right. Right.
Okay. That's all I got. So you don't have to make me big up.
That's all? That's quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well, I would have another one, but the package is in Little Rock, and it says I won't get it till tomorrow. And that is a package that I ordered with Keith's code from Iron Planet Hobbies for some micro engineering code 83 rail. So I got a package of rail coming in because I've ran out of rail.
So you can get it cheaper through Iron Planet than you can from Microsoft Micro Engineering, because Iron Planet will give you a discount on it. If you order direct, they sell it at manufacturer's suggested retail price.
Soundtrack's same way. Soundtrack's is the same way. A lot of the manufacturers will not sell it to you for a discount.
Well, they'd be undercutting their customers, which is the hobby shops.
Yes. So that's why I never buy direct from the manufacturer. Even like when Soundtracks had, John from TSG had a discount code. You get 5% off or something like that. You could still get it cheaper at a hobby shop, than for using his code and buying it from Soundtracks.
Yep.
So, but yeah, and Soundtracks actually
some hobby shops.
Well, so Soundtracks has an agreement policy that in order to be a distributor or a vendor, like a hobby shop, the agreement is you're not allowed to sell it for no less than 20% off of MSRP. Meaning that you can't sell it for 19% off. You have to sell it for at least 20% off of MSRP, but you could sell it for more if you wanted to.
No,
So-
you're using what
So if
code
you're going
track?
to discount it, you have to discount it 20%.
Minimum
What code track are you using?
83.
Yeah, see, I found a box of 100 code, but that wouldn't work for you.
No, and even like the difference between the rail, like between Pico rail, Atlas rail, micro engineering rail, it's not the same. The height is the same, but the way they make it, it's all different. So like I couldn't even put Atlas Code 83 rail from Flex Track. It won't fit in the jigs at all. Now, if I had like some pieces of flex that was like, the ties and stuff was damaged, I could probably do the stencil route, with that rail, but it's just much easier just to not go that route, especially if I'm using the jigs, because I can get it done a whole lot quicker with jigs than I can, you know, doing it on stencil. But some things I don't have the jigs for. I have no choice but to do stencil.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Well, we're pushing at an hour. We're at 56 minutes right now. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, John didn't join us, so I'll have to reach out to him, make sure everything's okay.
Now is Scookhill, is he still in the chat or has he left? Oh, I still see him in the chat.
Yeah, I didn't see him leave.
So I would like to wish John, Schuylkill River Valley, a happy birthday.
Yes. Now that I understand the humor in that, yes, John, happy birthday.
Every day's John's birthday. Yep.
That's right.
That's
Most people
nice.
most people have a birthday once a year. John has them once a week, right?
Yeah. Todd is the big winner from Bub's giveaway.
I don't know who Bud is.
I don't know who Bub is either. Maybe Dwight can enlighten us.
Now, Todd, are you up in Iowa? I got to ask that question. If Todd's still here.
Yeah. Joe's asking John for white decal sheet. Todd
He's in
says
America's hat. What is America's hat?
Oh, Bub is Canadian. Oh, okay. Oh, that's Bubs. Got it. I know who it is now.
But I don't know who.
Bubs was part of the Thursday night Canadian crew with Go Via, Go Home, Chris.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Todd's in Canada too. Okay.
Well, I guess he wouldn't be America's hat. He would be more like America's toboggan because it's colder up there. So.
You missed did you miss what I called our Canadian brother earlier?
I might have. I had to pop out as soon as you were sharing or you were trying to pull up the picture. I don't know if you found it or not of the Zephyr.
Yes, he did.
At the shop. I had to pop out then. Otherwise, I was not going to be able to get out of there. And it's funny because one of the girls at the front tried to stop me, and I said, "Look, I'm already clocked out for lunch." And they're like, "Okay, well, I'll get it when you come back in." So.
All right. Anyway, we're at an hour. So, hey, everybody, I want to thank you for joining us here at, Dwight. Steve number 2. Okay. That would be Wigwag. I want to thank everybody for joining us here at the Retirement Railroad 2.0 Friday Live and Mail Call with Mr. Lynn McCurdy and Mr. Jason Wilson, the train freak. And behalf on our lost brother and C and EI John, y'all have a great day.
Y'all take care.
Weekend. We'll see y'all. Bye.
Bye.